Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I've got a non-bingo-y rack, but I can sort it out by playing Annoy. Pretty awful rack leave, and Annoy does have the ing extension, but I have one of those tiles. Is there something better? This is 24 points. I'm sorting out the duplicates. I think Yoni leaving ANO would be better, but a better rack leave, but at considerable score sacrifice. I'm going with this. Wow, pretty good pickup. I could well have a bingo here. Annoy takes a T front hook, so I have Cortilli in column 7 with the blank as a C. That doesn't take any hooks. And Triolean onto the ends, but that will place a tile in the middle of row A. So, could I have something through the Y? Well, that's likely to end LY or ILY and have the same dismerit of opening row A, but the play will get doubled, including the Y. So, what am I looking for? Plays with a Y. Not seeing anything so far. The vowel situation pretty poor. Right, the Y situation has been taken away, so a double lane in row E. Do I have anything ending in O? I don't think so. So I think I will get Cortilli down for 67. Wow, pretty awful. Is this bad enough to change? I think it probably is. I'm not going to score very much and the rack leave's going to be dreadful. So probably Inia is the best I could manage. Only 6 points using IA, keeping AITU. Well, that's going to be worth less than -6, so changing is better than Inia. And very few scoring tiles on the board to take advantage of. So I'm minded to change 5, retaining A and T. Those are the bingo-y tiles. And I think some people, or there is a theory that the I is undervalued in the conventional system and is actually a really good tile. But I'm not privy to the details of that discussion. And it's not reflected in tile values at the moment in static analyzers on computer programs. But obviously if the I is undervalued, then one should be trying to take into account its correct value. So Ilia also good as well as Inia, but that scores the same and with the same rack leave. Now I think my rating may have gone up by 9. That's because I've just been involved in a game where opponent left and quit and the game was adjudicated in my favour. Now opponent changes. I'm going to change. And that's better. I have odorate, but does it play the C's on the board? Not helpful for parallel plays because the only 2-letter C word is CH, and odorate doesn't fit in column 6. So it simply doesn't play at the moment. Do I have a bingo through a floater, an 8-letter bingo? So how about the C? No, not seeing anything. How about the L? No. This is a slightly difficult rack because it's vowel heavy with duplicate O. So how about the N? Ratooned. I do have a bingo in columns 9 and 10. Does that have an anagram? I don't think so. What about the R of Cortilli? Well, I think, have I already considered an R? No, I haven't. Okay, so I do have a bingo, but it's so central, there's a strong chance it will be blocked. Cortilli has set up a hot Z spot and a hot J spot, which is also present in column 11. but either of those would leave an N alone for my bingo. Just making sure I haven't omitted any 7-letter lanes, and I don't think I have. Really, it's just column 6, and Oder 8 simply doesn't fit in that spot. Could there be a bingo through a vowel? I don't think so. Opponent changed 4 tiles and is now taking a while. I guess he kept three good ones, so he may well be close to a bingo. O and R available for a 9, but they duplicate tiles on my rack, so I think that's a little unlikely. Great, returned remains available, and this positioning scores most and is safer in terms of access to triple word squares. And not a terrible pickup, no duplicates, fairly balanced, but non-bingo-y. Can I get value from the K? Well, the Z spot I mentioned earlier is also a K spot, so I could play KO down there for over 30. That would leave a vowel heavy rack leave, but probably the best vowel heavy rack leave you can have in terms of the vowels, A, E and I. So opponent got practically nothing with his play, so he must have been keeping a 5-letter powerhouse and could well be about to drop a bingo. Now, through an L, do I have goat-like? Possibly. That's just blocked by the D of returned and no other L's available. So, do I have an alternative K spot? Well, I don't need one. But DAC is good, and XI is good, and I may have a play in row L. Just noticing that I have Kagotla in row J, but that's not going to score very much. So, do I have any way of making KI longer? Let me see what this looks like. KI. Well, only kite for 33, leaving a horrible rack leave. Whereas KO here leaves quite a decent rack leave. I'm going with this. Well, not good. It's balanced. But the fly in the ointment is W, and that's doubly hampered by the G. Through an N, I would have twangier and watering. Now, Ko has perhaps taken out column 5 as a bingo lane for opponent, forcing him into row L. And there could well be a floater sticking out if he plays in row L. So hopefully that will be an N should it happen. Now I have giftware through an F. No F's available. And wow, I have wig in column 12 if opponent doesn't play in that spot. That would score well and sort the rack out. Not seen any other great W spots. What about TWO? Great, just 27 points for opponent, and they've left alone wig for 30. So yeah, I see no reason not to play this straight away. Now, I think larvate is good and larvated. The latter blocked by Ko. Ko doesn't take anything in front. Wig only takes an S after it. So at the moment I've got nowhere for larvate. Opponent's play of DEI took out column 6 as a bingo lane. L can go after DEI, so I do have larva in column 8. Now, what else do I have onto an E? I have valorate. So just 20 for opponent, so I do have a lead, which is good. So I could play trave here for 36, and not a bad rack leave. What would larva score? 32. Trave gives better floaters. And what about the rack leaves? Lava would leave ET. Tricky. Do I have anything better? Do I have something beginning ALV? Don't think I do. And do I have any bingos that I've missed? I don't think so. So 2 T's to come, 2 R's and 2 L's. Slightly painful burning an R and a T. They are jolly bingo-y tiles. So what about doing this? Leave for the same score, and this is a much nicer rack leave than Trave. I am going with this. Pretty good. I have Teratoma in column 3 and Amaretto, which plays down from the A. Nothing in row M because only an S goes after Wig, so all of the... now opponents got just 9 points but blocked my bingo. So what about a floating L? That doesn't look promising. What about the R? No, I'm not seeing anything through that. What a shame. I was looking forward to putting even more distance between opponent and myself. And I burnt my L for DL. That's a shame. No W for 2. No S for Z's. Wow, options have suddenly shrunk on this board. How irksome. So, why not burn off a lot of tiles? I'm ahead. Expedite the end of the game. Not give anything massive away. Increase my chances of drawing a blank. Now, is there a way of playing an O rather than an A? Well, 4 A's to come 1 O. I think I will go with this. Well, again, a balanced rack. There could well be an 8 with this rack. I'm not seeing a 7. Cumberloy is good through a C, but, well, 1 C's gone, 1 to come. Could that be a K? Slight doubt about that. Malibu is good as a 6. I have an L for deal. And Matter scored 27. When you've got a lead of this size, about 170 or 180, it can be a good strategy just to keep on burning lots of tiles and getting 20 and 30 point scores. So, gosh, Ollie Barnum may be good through an N, but I'm not seeing anything onto this R or the L of leave. I was quite happy opening up column 1 triple word square because the M covered the double letter square, and the real danger with triple word squares is when opponent puts scoring tiles on that spot so they get doubled and then tripled. But look at this, opponent burns an S and gets less than 20 points. Now, Ollie Barnum, the N's in the wrong place. What about the S? Not seeing anything with the S. But I do have scoring tiles in the M and the B, so what about column 2 through the A? Can I get either B or M tripled and the play doubled, and that will take out the S as a floater? Wow, I feel there could be something here. I'm not too bothered about burning the U just because the scores aren't going to be so good. No, I'm not seeing anything. MOA, MAA, MIA. Me all doesn't work. So what about the B? Boa, Bayer, viewer. No, not seeing anything. What about just starting one square lower, because this is still a hot spot? No. Oh, well, I could be missing something pretty good here. So, is there somewhere else on the board I can burn tiles? Quite like to play Malibu. What about the L spot for DL? Yes, I have Limbo here. 35 points, that's exactly what I was looking for. And the floaters are not massively useful. And I'm taking out this S lane in row M. So there's a lot that's good about this. Is there a way of burning the U? What about LUMB? What about Lumbi? I have a slight doubt about this. And it's good. Wow. And I draw the last blank, so I'm in pretty good shape here. I lead by 180. Could I have a bingo? F and V pretty grim, but the blank always offers flexibility. And there's this L, which does go quite well with these tiles, but I'm not seeing anything. Great, look at that, just 60 points for opponent's bingo. He's burnt 7 tiles, only 21 left, and he still trails by over 100. So that lane's been taken out. A new lane with the S. There's an R. And there's B and I. Well, none of those look particularly handy. What I can do is play Fovea, getting rid of the F and the V, both of which are non-bingo-y, scoring over 20 points, burning 5 tiles. So the remaining pool gets diminished by a quarter, and quite a good rack leave. And I'm not gifting anything great for opponent. Okay, well, having said all that, I draw Drac. I can play Chin through the Eye of Lumby, but the score's going to be very, very low. Any other Q spots on the board? Great, my Chin spot remains available. 13 tiles to come. Is this really the best Q spot? There might be a better one burning the blank. 11 minutes on my clock. Any ATs for Canat or Ts for Cat? No, not that I'm seeing. So Chin for 12. And that's a much better rack. Do I have a bingo here? Well, very few lanes to consider. I suppose the B is the best one, which remains available. Great, opponent just not scoring very much. I may have preferred it if he had opened the board, but he hasn't. So a play beginning with the B. I'm not worried about triples because the remaining tiles are not particularly bingo-y. So what would that look like? B and F don't go great together. Ten minutes on my clock. Let me just have a squiz through the alphabet. I think I'm far enough ahead to survive a triple. So that's the ing ending, but I'm not seeing anything. Nope, still nothing. I was just thinking of Boniface, but I have the L, so that doesn't work. Nine minutes on my clock. No, so I'm not seeing a bingo through the B. Where are the other lanes, if anywhere? Not many, and should I be opening a lane? Possibly. But quite tempting just to see this game out. So the F is the non-bingo-y tile. 9 tiles left. Are there any great F spots? E double F is good. Let me check the remaining vowels. 8 out of 16, so half of them are vowels. Just wondering about playing through this A. Wow, so tricky. Because this rack is so bingo-y, but there is just so few lanes to consider, which means it's pretty pointless hanging on to an amazing rack. All you're doing is hoping to get a bingo through this B. However, maybe I'll do that. EF for 10. So, do I have something through the B? That looks like quite a nice pickup. Oh, an opponent opens a bingo lane. Do I have one? None of my tiles go next to OU, so it's going to have to be the blank. I do have Alien E, but that doesn't work. So, what does go after OU? P, R, S, T. So let me go straight to that, to those tiles. So P, Alpine. Yeah, that'll do. And Lapine. R, Alien doesn't work. S, Sea Line. Does work, but doesn't get doubled, but does avoid placing a vowel next to this triple word score. Lineate. No, doesn't work. Okay, so I think I will go with Elapine for 68. And I've emptied the bag. I can see what opponent's got. He does not have a bingo, which is great, but he can score well off this E. He can place his W there. And I lead by nearly 200, which is good. So do I have a play at the top of column 15 which gets the Y doubled? I don't think I do. Where else is good for my Y? NY is good. Opponent should go out in 2 here, so yeah, 54 points. So opponent's got set, and he's got sat, so he is going out. So I've just got one play. Not sure if this is good. And it is. So I think I was on mute then, but the final score, 318 for opponent, 461 for me, a winning margin of 143 points. So huge win. Let's see what I missed. And it was me to go first. Wow, oniony, that would have been better than annoy. Horrible rack for opponent, plays Corby. Now I play Cortilli, but Trifolia available onto the A. Wow, I didn't consider column 8 plays and a ton of other bingos. Opponent changes. I change, and I think that's right. Only 12 points with a horrible rack leave. Wow, missed bingo. Desired I6. Yep, running beside Cortilli and Dridles J1 through the L. And The two returned were the only bingos. Opponent plays axe, and I play co, which looks good. Zin for opponent. Now wager, L8. Wager and axe, that's nice. What do? I play wig for 6 fewer points, but I'm retaining a better rack leave, so I like my play. Opponent plays jet, and now it took me a while, but I think leave in the end was the best move here. Wow, another miss bingo. Sagard's difficult to spot. Opponent plays drag. No bingo for me. A2 Omerta. Vowel in the middle of row A, not keen on that. So I play matter for 27. Nice rack for opponent, and he does have the tannoying option. Doesn't play it, plays mans. And I play lumbai for 35, and I think this is AO is the best of the 3 rack leaves. And good spot by opponent of singular. Difficult word to spot because ing is not at the end of the word. Now, no bingo here for me, and for Via was my play. Opponent plays hay. And I play chin to burn the queue, and I like that. Opponent plays poo. No bingo for me. M4. In fame. Yeah, that's nice. What do? I play F for 10, fishing for a bingo. Now opponent creates a bingo lane, which is fantastic because I have a choice. Now N8. I thought about banlieue, but I was looking for a floating U, but that was playable in row N and some others. But given the opponent had played 1 tile, he was signalling he had 6 good ones, so I may have been hesitant about opening up a triple lane. And delane available as well because of Aud, which was the hook I didn't consider. Opponent plays wiped, could have played wisped. I have cozy for 28. And opponent has ST for 14. So, what a game. Absolutely tremendous fun, and I feel I got off to a good lead and simply managed to maintain it and extend it. Opponent did come back a little bit only at the very end with wiped, which was a non-bingo, so that just took the winning margin below 200, but good fun nonetheless. So many thanks to opponent for a good battle. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.